So what usually happens to me is that I'm working, I'm kind of focused, and I'm in a very starting to get into a flow state, and then I get tired, and it could be from lack of sleep. It could be usually it's lack of food. It could also be a lack of water. Those two things are like the most common. So for me, so lack of food or lack of water, and it could also be that I have too much caffeine during the day, so too much coffee. So like too much coffee or too little water or too little food are usually the things that make me really tired. It's also like a lack of moving. So I sit a lot when I'm working, or when I'm like reading a book. It's also another thing. I'm laying in my couch reading a book, and when you're in that position of you kind of like it feels so good to be in this position. Like you're reading a really good book, you want to keep read it, or I'm working and I just keep on working. That's when so for example, I'm reading a book and I want to finish the book. So this is kind of what happened when I was reading Confessions by Saint Augustine, and I was like, I have to finish this book, and it became this obsessive idea, like I have to finish this book. So I was like, I'm not gonna read, I'm not gonna eat anything, I'm not gonna. It gets extreme, and that's when you kind of get over the edge of like what you're capable of doing. So that's why you're so drained of because it's all about energy levels. So don't have enough energy to keep on reading. You don't have enough energy to keep on working. So that's another thing that happens. I'm here working, and I need food right now. I really need food, but I don't have any food left here in the office. So I have to go out and buy some food. And my plan was I was gonna go exercise, and then I was gonna buy food, and I was gonna go home. But today I am too tired. I could go exercise, but I cannot because I'm too tired. So I've already realized I cannot exercise today. So I will just go buy food, go home, and then try to like relax. And the thing is that I also want to like keep on working right now. But still this of me being so hungry makes me the energy level of my body is just so low, and also my mind, especially my mind. And there are two options here. The options are keep working and then postpone the food. And I could also order food here, and the food will be here in like 40 minutes. But I don't want to order the food right now because I want to go home. And if I order food, I'm going to be here late. So that's kind of a consequence. If I order food, I'm going to be here till like 8. And I don't want to be home and go home that late. I'm going to get stuck basically, because that's when I'm going to wait for the food. I'm going to be super hungry when the food gets here. And then I'm going to eat the food. But once again, I've already kind of reached the threshold of like, I'm so hungry and I'm so tired. And when you get over that edge, so like you keep on working, and then even though you have eaten, your body is kind of like exhausted now. And in that state of exhaustion, I'm going to be sitting here, and the food is finished, and I'm going to be like, okay, now it's like 8 p.m. And then when I'm eating food, I'm going to start watching Netflix. And then I'm going to be like so tired and like, I'm still here at the office, and then I'm kind of stuck here. So then I start picking my phone. I start watching TikTok. I start watching Instagram. And I kind of fall in because I'm so tired. So I do these stupid decisions. And this has happened a lot of times, which is that I get so tired that my decision level, it takes a lot of energy to make a decision. And when you kind of get over the edge of like, I don't have any more energy, so I cannot even make a decision. More decisions. You're so exhausted. So that's why you start scrolling through TikTok, and you start watching Netflix, and and I'm stuck at the office, and now it's suddenly 9 p.m. and then 10 p.m. because now I might be playing a video game. I might be watching Twitch live streams. So it's 10 p.m. and then I'm even more tired. And then I have to go now. And then I'm like, I'm trouble having my eyes open, and my body's hurting now. I'm walking home, and my body's literally hurting. And I get home, and I'm so tired. Like I don't even have energy to go shower. I don't even have energy to like do anything. And in that state of like, I don't even have energy to brush my teeth. And in that state, I'm like, I have to brush my teeth. And I have to take a shower, but I'm so tired. I didn't manage to take a shower, brush my teeth. That's when I pick up. Now I don't have my phone at home anymore, but that's when I pick up the phone, or I start watching my TV. So I'm like, I go to the TV and I start checking Netflix. I start checking YouTube, and once again, 2 more hours passes by. Now it's like 12 p.m. And I'm like, I'm so tired, I can't even move. But now I have to move, and you get to stay where like, okay, I have to sleep. So you force yourself to brush your teeth. Sometimes I don't even brush my teeth, which is disgusting, I know, but it's because I'm so tired I can't even move. But usually I brush my teeth, I take a shower, and then I go to the bed, and then I just fall asleep. But now it's like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. And then I wake up, and it's 12 a.m. And now it's almost like I have a hangover. And I get to the office, I'm so tired, I'm like, and I check YouTube, and I don't even want to work. And that's when I like wasted a whole business day. I don't do anything because I'm so tired. So this is kind of the second, third, fourth, fifth order consequence of like, okay, I can't make a decision now. Now it's 6:30 p.m. and I've actually decided I'm gonna quit working today. I could sit here for another hour, and I know that I could. But that's when the story I just told about you happens, because I'm in the state now. I'm so addicted to doing the work, to doing the outreach, to doing the to working. I'm so addicted. It's so obsessed, and this is an obsessive behavior I have, a hyper maniac, I think, a behavior of mine. I'm so obsessed about it, and it's the same thing when I'm reading. Like, I want to keep reading the book, and it's so destructive. The behavior is so destructive, and it's gonna kill you if you keep on doing that. Not physically, but mentally, it's gonna kill you. And that's when you kind of get into like this burnout stage. So I think it's super interesting super important to think further ahead and realize that, okay, I wanted to finish working this amount of work today. Like, I knew what I had to do, but I haven't finished it, and that's kind of the thing. I kind of before I started working, I decided today I'm gonna finish this, but I won't have time to do it. And the same thing with like reading. I decided like, today I'm gonna finish this book, and then I don't have time to finish it. That's when I get like, I need another day to read it. And I think the best option to do in this situation, which this is a situation you will end up in a lot of times because you're so focused at what you're doing. You're so obsessive and in flow state, basically. The best thing to do is rest before you're tired, and also work when you're working. So I realize now that I'm very tired. So the best option for me is just get home as quickly as possible, and eat my dinner. And then now, by doing this, I will have energy to eat my dinner. I will have energy to brush my teeth and shower, and then read, and then fall asleep. And then I will also fall asleep at a good time. I will fall asleep at like 10 p.m. And I will wake up at 6 a.m. And when I wake up at 6 a.m., I will have so much energy. I will not have taken tomorrow's energy tonight. And the work I would have been able to do by just staying here 1 hour, there would have been like 1 hour of extra work. And that hour would have been super bad because I'm so tired. But it would take me like 5, 6, 7 hours to fall asleep because of what I just told you about. And then the other option is I wake up, I'm so energized and filled with life, and like I'm ready to take on the day. So I wake up and I get to the office and I can start working. And in this state of like, okay, now I'm gonna start working. If you focus and like, okay, I'm gonna focus for 2 hours or maybe even 4 hours, starting to get into flow state of like doing the most important work of doing outreach. That's when first of all you're gonna be able. So, and I didn't do that today. I didn't fall into flow state because I'm catching up with work that I'm fall behind of. And if you do the most important work in the beginning of the day, like 4 hours of flow work, that would mean that when it is 5 p.m., I will be able to have finished all of the work already. And then that's why tomorrow at 5 p.m., I am not going to be in a state of like, oh, I didn't have time to finish the work I wanted to do today. And that's why I will be able to, first of all, have energy to exercise, and also like not stay at office for so long. I'm so tired now. I'm having trouble talking even. So that's it for this video, guys. And it's a very simple idea of resting before you're tired. And this is a common thing that happens for me. A very common thing that happens for me. And it is this like obsession of being in work mode and then just being stuck there. And it could be the same thing. You're obsessed in being stuck in scrolling TikTok. but you have to, if in order to be able to, because it's really all about the output, right? Or the input that you do, which will give the output. That's the only thing I really care about, right? How much input can I do in a day? Like how much important work can I do? Like how much outreach, how much follow-ups, and so forth. And the only real way for the way they will give me the most input is when I wake up early. I know this from experience for myself. I wake up early and it's like 6 a.m. and I brush my teeth, I take my AG1, and I get to the office instantly because I have already pre-ordered the food basically for the whole day. And I've actually missed. I know that's also like how there is a domino effect, because I didn't order food for this week. So what I do, I order food for the whole entire week before, and I missed the order for this week. So that's why I'm missing food for now, for this evening. That's, I have to go buy food now, and that consequence is coming up to me now. Like, oh, I didn't order any food for today. It's coming up to me now, which makes me not be able to eat food. So it's once again third, second, fourth level consequence. So going back to the routine, the best routine in order to get the best input, you wake up early, and I instantly, from the moment I wake up, I brush my teeth, I take my AG1, and I walk to the office. I don't check anything. I don't check anything that might get me in a bad distraction. So if I start watching Netflix, for example, that's the day is already ruined. If I check my phone and I start checking shit stuff, then I'm like, it's ruined. But then if I get to the office and I'm like super energized, that's the important part of it, because it's so much to do with your energy. When you have a lot of energy, you're going to be able to do great work. But when you don't have energy, you're not going to be able to do shit. And this is the best comparison with this is like athletes. When they have energy, they can break world records. When they're tired, they can't even beat their own record. So get into office, and the first phase of the first period of the day, which is basically like 7 to 12 p.m. is the most important one, because this is where you're going to have the most energy. So that's when you want to do the most important work, which is basically, which is the most highest leverage activity you can do. And for me, I know it's outreach, and then follow-ups, and then I know it by heart. It's usually just outreach, basically. And then I do that. I do all of the work that I want to do in the first 4 hours. Then I can take my lunch, and I can chill a little bit. And then I'm back. I have more energy now, and then I can continue doing work. And in the next phase of the day, like 1 p.m. to like 4 p.m., I'm gonna have a lot of energy now to be able to do a lot of work, and I will be able to finish even more work than I had intended before. And then the 4 last hours, so let's say like 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. those hours, I am tired. Like I can work. But once again, I know that I'm touching the point of like, I cannot do so much work more. And if I do that, I will take from tomorrow's energy. And then tomorrow will be ruined. And it will not be worth it. It will not be worth it. So having a routine that is optimized for your energy levels is crucial. And it's I've told you a lot about so much information now. Just keep it basic. First of all, go to bed early. That's one of the most. Sleep is the most important aspect of your energy by far. So that's why go to bed early. And now it's 6:30 p.m., which basically means that if I go home now, I will probably be asleep at 10 p.m. And last night I actually was up to like 2, 3 a.m. So this night's sleep is already kind of messed up. That's why I'm so tired right now, because I was up so late last night. I was up to like 1 a.m. because I was stuck watching my computer. Distractions, like watching stupid shit. And now the best way for me to like kind of prepare, because all of the things I'm doing now is only thought about like what the input now. But if the things I do now is going to affect tomorrow's work. So that's why if I go home now and I fall asleep by 10 p.m. and I wake up at like 6 p.m. 6 a.m. that would mean that I would probably have like 90 plus Oura Ring score if I fix my latency. And when I have 90 plus score in Oura Ring, which is basically kind of perfect sleep, that's when, like, tomorrow I will have so much energy. Like, it's insane how much energy I will have. And that level of energy I'll have tomorrow, but just having a good night's sleep, is worth so much more than me working like an hour more now. It's insane how much that is worth more. So that's one thing. Another thing is optimize your food. Your food is also super important. The owner of this office, which I'm renting from, he's optimized his food so perfectly. He is like, it's perfect for him, and it's very much focused on protein and not a lot of carbs. So it's basically just chicken and pasta by like made it from like beans. It's like, it's super optimized for him, and he eats every 2 hours. Like, you can see I'm having trouble speaking because I'm so tired. His diet is just perfect, and I'm not there yet. I did order today food for the whole of, not next week, but the week after, because it takes so long for this website. But I think it's absolutely the best diet that I can have, in terms of, like, it's super healthy, it's protein rich, and I get all of the food for the whole week for $200. So for $200 I get everything, and I don't have to do anything. No cleaning, no shopping, no grocery shopping, no cooking, nothing. It's so optimized, it's insane. But I have to wait 2 weeks now because it was too late to order it. So I'm gonna buy food now at the grocery store. They kind of basically the same thing, a little bit worse, but kind of the same thing. Tomorrow, so I optimize my food, because today I have the calorie levels I'm on. Like, another thing, calorie levels I'm on today is like 1,000 maximum. I've eaten 2 lunch and like in between lunch and dinner. So I at like 1,000 calories. I have nothing here to eat. I'm drinking, and I also drinking too little water. So I'm like down on water, and also at 1,000 calories. Once again, my energy levels are like, my body's like screaming, you need food, you need water, and I have water here. And then the last thing, you have to move. When I exercise, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I also walk. So during the summer, I'm actually taking a gym that is further away from me because I want to walk more. I enjoy the walking part. So I want to move, like walk and exercise, lifting weights. So when I do those things, so basically the perfect routine for me would be, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I get to my office, and I already have all of the food perfectly for me in the I almost said washing machine, in the refrigerator, waiting for me. So the food is perfect, the sleep is perfect, and then I have like 2 4-hour focus of flow. The amount of work I will be able to do in like those 4 hours, 2 times 4 hours work of flow, it's insane. Like it's crazy the amount of work I can do in those 8 hours. And then I go and exercise. I have an amazing exercise session, and I walk, and I get home, and then I wind down, and then I continue and try to spend as little time as possible, but like no social media, no YouTube, nothing except for like the work and reading and making videos. That routine can make me $60,000 a month, probably more. It's an insane routine. But the routine today, compared to that, that's like the perfect. Today, I woke up, and I have not. My Oura Ring score is like 60. I've slept shit, and I'm on 1,000 calories, and it's 6 p.m. right now. No, it's almost 7 p.m. And I am not gonna be able to exercise, and I have drinking like I may basically at like 25% of what I should have drinking in water. So it's kind of the complete opposite, and I'm so tired right now that like I'm getting. So that's the thing that happens when you are tired. You get a lot of fearful thoughts. You get a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, and that's basically what my body is telling me. Like, I'm gonna make you scared now for something that won't happen. to make you understand how tired you are. So I'm gonna listen to that now, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat dinner, read, and fall asleep to some Seinfeld. And that sounds amazing. And I know that tomorrow is gonna be a beautiful day. I'm gonna be able to do so much work tomorrow that I'm gonna forget about the hour that I'm not gonna work now. And then I'm gonna really fix my routine seriously now. And the thing that happened today was very bad sleep yesterday, not enough food, and I don't have energy because of sleep and food to exercise, so no exercise. So thank you for watching, and this is crucial. This is boring stuff, but this is when you're trying to achieve something big. This is the thing you're gonna. This is the big problem. Energy level is actually. I would say that flow is the biggest. The number one thing that will make you rich. Flow, or basically focus. Basically, everybody would agree on that. Focus or being in flow state. 100% the reason it's gonna make you rich, by far. And I've already made a video about that. But being in flow state is, I don't even. I want to make a video where I say, hey, I made $100,000 this month in profits, and it's because of flow state. And I haven't done that yet, but I want to be able to do that video because I know that it's gonna be because of flow. Because I can see the input that I'm able to do in flow state. And the output I get from a flow state. I just have to be consistent about it. So basically, I've already had like an insane amounts of input, insane amounts of outreach, crazy amounts of volume, and I've gotten good outputs, like crazy outputs in terms of how much business I've closed. But I haven't been consistent about it because of the energy. So the secret is flow, but the thing that is going to be the biggest problem to achieve that is your energy. I'm telling you. And also distractions. I think distractions is I don't know which one is most important, but energy is 100% more important. But if distractions is also a big part. But energy that's the biggest problem you're gonna have to not be able to be in flow. And it sounds so boring. I read the book Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler, and it's like to be able to fall into flow state, you have to sleep good, you have to drink a lot of water, you have to eat good well. And I'm like, that's so boring. But that's the thing. That's the thing that's gonna not make you be able to flow. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you tomorrow.